directors and the filmmakers have spoken about the censor board and the sensibilities. As actors, what do you reckon about the cuts that were proposed, the Bombay High Court order, and do you reckon that there needs to be a revamp of the censor board? The directors and the filmmakers have spoken about the censor board and the sensibilities. As actors, what do you reckon about the cuts that were proposed, the Bombay High Court order, and do you reckon that there needs to be a revamp of the censor board?
First of all, anybody who was speaking from our behalf was representing the entire team. And a lot of times when actors come in the forefront, the issue gets skirted, because the focus becomes about some one word that the actor said or some one line that the actor said. And so it was a team decision for certain individuals who will be able to represent this issue the best. I think me and Alia are still new to this whole censorship issue. There are a lot more people who've had to deal with it for a longer period of time. And there were people who were far more experienced and probably had to go through this struggle many times before. And they were a lot more evolved. Having said that, Mr. Kashyap has just arrived. They were a lot more evolved and had a much larger understanding of this issue. So we chose to do it in a way which would be as balanced as possible. And I think the representation was not from a point of view of what will get more headlines, but it was who will speak better and who will represent the film better. And I think I have to thank Anurag for doing that and really taking it upon himself at a time when he has a film releasing, I think just 1 week after Urta Punjab, Raman Raghav. And it's a very busy time for a filmmaker. And I think it was very, very selfless on his part. And I want to remind people about the fact that, 1 month before the release of a film is an unbelievably tiring, stressful, scary time for the entire team. People are running from one end to another just to get the film ready in time, to book your theaters in time, to make sure that your mixing happens, to make sure that your dubbing is done, to make sure that your promos are running in time, to make sure that you're being able to promote the film correctly. People are aware of it. And at such a time, to deal with this kind of a situation is extremely difficult. And we really couldn't have done it without the kind of absolute relentlessness that Anurag put towards the cause, and he really took it upon himself, and everybody else probably was able to go out there and do what they needed to do because of him. Having said that, I think I have complete... Sir, मैं खत्म कर लूँ, फिर मैं आपका भी. I have complete respect for the judgment that happened yesterday. I think it was an amazing judgment, and I think it has provided insight to people on both sides as to how we need to move forward. And so I would say that I would probably agree with everything that the judgment says.